過ぎた季節が嘘だとしても重ねたぬくもりは嘘じゃない君が残した背中の傷跡は今もずっと甘くてだからずっと痛くて
Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leon Mookie here, and I'm back with a new What If. And this one is special because it's mostly for an old friend of mine, a friend who inspired me to be a What If content creator, who encouraged me to continue doing stuff like this. He may have not been the one to, inspire me to do fanfics, but he was the one who inspired me to pursue it. And this one is for him. Originally, this fanfic was supposed to come out during the anniversary of his death last year. However, I wanted to focus on my other fanfics and what ifs. Also, that it was also during a time when I was still grieving for a lot of close people in my life as well. So, and there's that too. But now I've finally been able to get to this, and I've been wanting to work on the scripts for a while now. So here it is. This is the Samurai Heroes, and honestly, I just wanted to go for a more simplified names, so nothing too serious or something too deep, just simple and to the point. This fanfic is basically based on, the four main characters of Sengoku Basara coming to basically being reincarnated into the world of Highschool DxD, but mostly because when I was doing research on Highschool DxD for my fanfic channel and for new fanfics after all, especially for the Fate Unlimited DxD one, I began to realize something, especially for the supposed hero faction of the show. There are no Japanese, heroes in their faction. Like none. No descendants, no reincarnations, none whatsoever. And it always got me thinking, honestly, if they had some Japanese heroes, they might have had a lot more chances to win. Even with Issei's stupid plot armor, I believe the hero faction could have won if they focused more on, getting Japanese heroes instead of, heroes from other freaking legends and pantheons. So yeah. Also, our four main characters, if any of you are Sengoku Basara fans or have seen my What If Izuku was the reincarnation of Date Masamune, then you're already aware on who they are. That being, the one-eyed dragon of Oshu himself, Date Masamune, the tiger's cub, Yukimura Sarada, the shining sun, Tokugawa Ieyasu, and the lunar darkness, Ishida Mitsunari. Also, a bit of a heads up, these guys will be OP as hell, and I'm talking like Dragon Ball Z levels of OP-ness. So yeah, each one of them will have sacred gears that will also give them that of a trump card as well. But they'll only need to use them in case of a necessary situation. Because however, they're already strong enough as it is, even without their sacred gears. If any of you have watched or even played the Sengoku Basara games and anime. So, with that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? Chapter 0, A New Beginning in a Black Void. Basically, void of nothing. Four figures lay into endless nothingness. These four figures are well known in the history of Japan, as they were the four figures leading in the end of the Warring States period. Tokugawa Ieyasu, Ishida Mitsunari, Date Masamune, and Sarada Yukimura, with then one of them soon waking up as it being Masamune, with soon him grabbing his head saying, "Damn, what happened? And why does it feel like my head has been split into two by a sword?" With then Yukimura saying, "Lord Masamune, what are you doing here?" With then Masamune saying, "Sarada? Well, damn, I didn't expect to see you here." Well, whatever the hell this is. With soon Mitsunari saying, "I wouldn't mind having Sarada here, at least having one of my allies here, but seeing him," as he soon looks at Ieyasu, with then Ieyasu saying, "Mitsunari, Masamune, and Master Sarada, what are you all doing here? And where are we by any chance?" With soon Masamune saying, "That's what I love to know," as he soon was about to grip on one of his swords, but realized, what the hell happened to my claws? Within Yukimura saying, "My spears." With even Mitsunari and also Ieyasu don't have their weapons, with Mitsunari's adachi gone and Ieyasu's spear or his gauntlets are gone as well. With then soon Mitsunari saying, "What is this sorcery? And where the hell are we?" With then a bright light finally appears up into the air as the four soon block their eyes. With then the eyes begin to adjust. But soon they see a figure in white, as he has that of a white cloak, with that of also having that of samurai armor under it as well. With, however, his face is covered by that of a metal mask, as he wields a double-bladed ring saber, as Masamune soon tries to get the guy's attention. "Hey, you, bright and shiny, who the hell are you, and why the hell are we here?" As Ieyasu goes to Masamune saying, "Masamune, please calm yourself. We're not in a regular situation that we'd be in trouble. And besides, we do not have our weapons right now. We shouldn't anger the being who's most likely a god." Within Mitsunari saying, "God or not, I care for answers now. And either you give them now or..." But soon Mitsunari's darkness begins to flow across his body. With soon Yukimura saying, "Lord Mitsunari, please calm yourself. I had to agree with Lord Ieyasu on this one. There has to be a reason on why this man, this mysterious figure, has taken us." With soon the figure saying, "Are you all done overreacting for no reason? Good. I can now explain the situation you're in." With soon he's saying, "As for myself, I am the god that created Japan." With soon all their eyes widening, with Masamune's one good eye widening as well. With then Yukimura saying, "Wait, the god that created our homeland? You mean you couldn't be..." As he soon lowers his head, as not just him but also Ieyasu, and surprisingly both Masamune and Mitsunari all lower their heads too, as they all say, "Your godship, Izanagi." With soon he's saying, "Yes, I am the god Izanagi, the creator of Japan, and the one who created the Shinto faction of the world." With Ieyasu soon saying, "May I ask your lordship, why have you summoned us? What did we anger you in any way?" With Tsu saying, "None of the sort, actually. Well, I mean, the issues that you did cause with basically causing the never-ending Sengoku Warring States periods, did cause a lot of problems for some of us in the Shinto pantheon. Sure, not a lot of deaths happened, but the constant warfare did make us seem like we were weak to the other pantheons of the world. Within Masamune soon saying, I ain't apologizing. With Yukimura saying, Lord Masamune! Saying, what? I'm not apologizing for having a good time, after all. Besides, I wouldn't be able to finish my rivalry with you, Sarada, if I didn't. Within Mitsunari soon saying, I started that war between the East and the West so I can get vengeance on Ieyasu for betraying our Lord Hiyoshi. I know it may seem trivial to you, Lord Izanagi, to that of mere mortals such as ourselves, but Lord Hideyoshi was the closest thing to a father I ever had. I do not wish to abandon his legacy after everything he has done for me. With soon, Ieyasu lowered his head saying, I'm truly sorry, Mitsunari, but I will also not apologize for what I did, if it meant trying to bring back peace to the land. With soon saying, by causing more strife, by betraying the very lord that you served. With then soon Izanagi saying, alright, enough, all of you. I know you all have grudges against each one of you. Yukimura, Masamune, the two of you only grudges is that the two of you have been unable to settle your unfinished rivalry with each other. With then the two with Masamune scratching the back of his head and Yukimura basically scratching his left cheek. With soon looking at Ieyasu and Mitsunari saying, and the two of you have issues to overcome. It's Mitsunari, you don't need to forgive Ieyasu for betraying your lord, but for this task I have for the four of you, you need to put it aside for the greater good of Japan and the Shinto faction. With soon, Ieyasu looks up to Izanagi saying, so what is your lordship? What's going on? Within Mitsunari saying, has our homeland been attacked? Has it been destroyed? The only things I remember is, with soon, Yukimura saying, the battle between the East and the West was still going on. And then, with soon, Masamune saying, didn't old man Takeda, alongside his rival and that bastard Oesagi, show up as a coalition force against the East and West forces? Because honestly, I was looking forward to that fight. Within, Izanagi saying, oh, right, you all don't remember. Yeah, basically, we couldn't have that. So I sent two of my children, both Susanoo and Tsukiyomi, to take care of that. By killing all of the main leaders of all three factions. With then soon hearing that, with all four of them scream out, what? With soon Yukimura saying, so you're saying we all died? As he has that of a shocked face of disbelief on his face, as Masamune basically grips his fist in that of frustration, saying, what right do you bastards have to basically get in the way of a good fight is that? With then soon Izanagi saying, your fight would have led to the destruction of all of Japan. With soon hearing this, Ieyasu couldn't help but feel even more depressed about the situation, saying, so even after everything we tried to do to bring an end to the chaos, we were the ones perpetuating the cycle of chaos and loss and pain. I feel less worthy of being the head of my clan now. I do not truly earn the name of Tokugawa. Within Mitsunari saying, save your words, Ieyasu. Just because the gods interfered in our battle to decide the fate of Japan does not mean you are not worthy of your title as clan head. As Ieyasu soon looks at Mitsunari saying, Mitsunari, within Mitsunari saying, If you say that our war was going to cause the destruction of our homeland, then I believe you. There was a reason why Lord Hideyoshi always entrusted his actions to that of the gods. So, for that, you must have your reasons. With then Izanagi saying, oh, about that. Turns out Hideyoshi was being influenced by fallen angels, not by the Shinto pantheon. With soon hearing this, saying, what do you mean? With then Izanagi saying, instead of just telling you this, why don't I show you? With soon, with just a flick of his double-bladed ring saber, a blinding light was soon sent at Mitsunari, as then Mitsunari's eyes basically went white for a split second. Within, Yukimura saying, Lord Mitsunari! Within, Izanagi saying, stay calm, Yukimura. I did not hurt him. I'm just giving him the information that he truly wished, and the reason why his lord was so insistent on wiping out anyone who went against him in his supposed dream. But soon, Mitsunari, basically gasping for air, as trying his best to catch his breath, would soon Ieyasu saying, Mitsunari, are you, my lord, was being manipulated this entire time? He said that he was trying his best for the good of Japan, for the good of the land and its people, to create a strong nation, and yet he was manipulated by a fallen angel? A fallen angel by the name of Kakebiel? With soon Izanagi saying, yes, and it wasn't just him, as Izanagi looks at Masamune and Yukimura, with then saying, the two of you fought against Oda Nobunaga during your final battle, did you not? With soon both Yukimura and Masamune nodding, but then soon saying, his actions were also influenced by another being. However, he wasn't controlled by anything like that. He was using the very power that was given to him. He was a reincarnated devil. With soon Yukimura and Masamune saying, what? With soon Yukimura commenting and basically confused saying, what do you mean by reincarnated devil? But then even Izanagi doing the same thing they did with Mitsunari, giving the information to not just Yukimura, but also Masamune as well, as he knows that if he leaves him out, he wasn't going to get the information he wished for. With soon, both red and blue warriors couldn't help but gasp for air as well. With soon saying, that bastard. He basically gave his soul up for more power. And to do that, he wanted to control the land so badly he turned himself into a devil. What the actual hell? But then Yukimura saying, why? So demons, monsters, they truly exist in our world? With soon Izanagi saying, did you really expect that the powers you wield were always given to mortal hands? Magic exists, that is true. However, the powers that you have been using is that of ki, actually. But in this day and age, it's now called Baituki. The forms that you all have is the purest form of being able to manipulate the elements themselves to your own being. Because of that, you four are the strongest humans that have ever existed, that have no need of either magic or a sacred gear to become part of history itself. With then hearing this, all four of them couldn't help but have the same thought saying, sacred gear? But then Izanagi saying, I have a task for the four of you. As for the sacred gear part, I'll explain that later after I explain what I need the four of you to do. With soon, all four of them look at each other as they soon nod at the god. With soon, Izanagi saying, rise. and allow me to explain what I need of the 4 greatest samurai of the Sengoku era. With that, soon, Izanagi began explaining himself, began explaining on why he asked his wife to bring back the souls of both Date Masamune, Sada Yukimura, Ishida Mitsunari, and Tokugawa Ieyasu, as he wanted them to become the guardians of Japan, to become the heroes that would lead the Shinto pantheon to its glory days as they were once before. But to do that, they would need to have the power to show that they are not to be judged, not to be trifled with. To do that, they would need to be reincarnated with not just their original powers, weapons, and abilities that they had before they died, but also the power of sacred gears. As soon Izanagi began explaining that sacred gears are weapons created by the Christian God, or rather, co-created alongside the Christian God and himself. With then Izanagi saying, the biblical God may be powerful, but he still has his limitations as a God after all. So he asked for me, another God of creation, to help him in this endeavor by creating sacred gears. Unfortunately, he was the one who took all the credit and left me with none of it. Personally, I knew this betrayal may happen in the future, so I hid away 4 sacred gears strong enough to hold its own against Longinus type sacred gears as well. Originally, the Longinus system, God never wanted it to be made, but instead, I created it. Within Ieyasu saying, but why, my lord? Why would you do such a thing? Why would you create a system of weapons that can be used to kill your own kind? Do you not have any sign of... Within Izanagi raises his blade. Within Ieyasu basically quiets himself, saying, I get where you're coming from, Ieyasu. You're too kind-hearted to see the true picture. Some gods need to die, especially in this day and age of peace. There are a few gods in now who have been scheming, plotting, and even other beings who want to restart the Great War. With then soon Yukimura saying, the Great War. That's the thing that you told us about. The thing that nearly that caused a lot of pain throughout the Shinto faction and other pantheons across the world. Is that not true? With Izanagi nodding, and then Masamune bringing up saying, so what? So what if there are a couple of gods who want to start up the Great War again? If anything, there will just be another great sign of people wanting a fight, and wanting to take him down. Simple as that. And then after that, go back to having some good old fun. Why do you need us, your lordship? With soon, everyone looks at the one-eyed dragon, as especially both Ieyasu, Mitsunari, and Yukimura, as they're really annoyed. Some of them are annoyed, shocked, and kind of scared that, well, the one-eyed dragon just disrespected the god that created their country and homeland. But soon, Izanagi saying, it's the reasons I like you, Masamune. You're not afraid to speak your mind no matter what. And honestly, a comment like that, I would kill you. But you would say it in the way that I know that you mean in dear respect, actually. But soon, the other 3 couldn't help but be shocked at that. But then Masamune couldn't help but scratch the back of his head saying, I'm just being honest, that's all. With then Izanagi continuing what he's been saying, that's the thing. In this day and age, heroes are not what you think they are. The current heroes that have been reincarnated, or rather descendants of them, are not as, well, giving as they thought. For example, a hero descendant by the name of Cao Cao is a bit of a idealistic brat. He sees himself as that of the next generation of humanity. However, I've seen his future, and I see what it leads to him doing. He does unspeakable things, things that would even make you humans say that's uncalled for, and unneeded, and unwarranted. With Sue, Yukimura saying, "What kind of things, my lordship?" With soon, Izanagi saying, "I think it's best you don't know, at least not yet." But let's just say that he creates a group of sacred gear users who are said to be descendants and reincarnation of great heroes of the past. And they try to cause mass chaos by joining a group by the name of the Chaos Brigade. Within Ieyasu began saying, "Chaos Brigade? But they're heroes. Why would they join join a order of evil that would have even chaos in their name?" With then Mitsunari saying, "Isn't it obvious? I'm guessing Lord Izanagi is that he believes that what he was doing is for the greater good of humanity, even if it means sacrificing the lives of innocent people for that greater good. Isn't that right?" With soon Izanagi nodding, saying, "It's because of that. I've already made a plan for my daughter, who is the current head of the Shinto pantheon, Amaterasu, to protect all reincarnations or descendants of great heroes of Japan. And however, doing so would cause a lot of panic and a lot of, mistrust with the human side of our faction. So I decided to make a way to make sure that the humans can still trust us, but in a way that they can rely on 4 of the strongest heroes of our faction, of our country's history. That being the 4 of you." With soon, all 4 couldn't help but be surprised, but also honored at the same time. But then Masamune saying, "So, you basically want us to help out, protect the good people, save a couple of lives, and get into a couple of scraps. Is that right?" Honestly, if you just said that, I would have been down from the very beginning, instead of doing the whole runaround. But then Yukimura saying, "Lord Masamune, you're being too brazen again, but if it means the protection of our home, of our descendants and people, then I will do the same thing. I would love to see how Lord Shingen's land has grown after all these years, the land of Kai." Within Ieyasu and Mitsunari look at each other, with soon Mitsunari saying, "Lord Izanagi, may I ask, after the end of the final battle, tell me, what has happened? Whose ideas prevail in the very end to protect for Japan's sake? I need to know." With then Izanagi looking at Mitsunari and Ieyasu, saying, I figured the 2 of you would want to know. You want to see if a land built by the bonds that you have built was created, Ieyasu, and you want to live by the land built by strength and authority was able to be built as well, Mitsunari. With soon the 2 nodding, as Izanagi saying, "Well, about that, neither were built." With soon both of them saying, "What?" With soon Izanagi saying, here's the quick rundown. After both my children killed all 4 of you and your allies, we asked your descendants to basically spin a fact about how you all died in the grand battle, but at the very end, you all wished to live by the same ideas. A land created by the bonds of trust, but forged in that of the strength of loyalty and honor. That is what we forged So both your ideas still lived on, but not in the way that you originally wanted it. With soon, both Ieyasu and Mitsunari look at each other. But soon, Mitsunari saying, as much as I refer it to live by the ways that Lord Hideyoshi wanted, I think I'm okay with this. But soon, Mitsunari saying, I agree. Even though I did kill Lord Hideyoshi, I would prefer it if our people can know true peace, either by bonds of trust or by the loyalty of strength. With then Izanagi saying, good, that saves me a lot of trouble, because I swear if the two of you are going to probably go on your freaking crusades again to unite the land, I swear to God. With then soon the entire voided area was basically shaking, within Yukimura saying, Lord Izanagi, please stop. I think they understand. Right, my lords? With then both of them nodding, and that's a fear and somewhat of annoyance. But soon Izanagi saying, good. At any rate, like I said, I need the four of you to become truly strong. And for also that, I've already gotten your reincarnation selves. I've asked my daughter, Amaterasu, to look after your bodies. Once the four of you have reached a certain age, currently right now is 12. Once all four of you turn 13, you'll be sent to the Shinto faction's human side, being that of the 5 principal clans. We'll also have that of the yokai faction helping you all out as well, since they are also part of the Shinto pantheon. With then soon Masamune can up and say, so we're basically dealing with a bunch of politic bullshit. Why not just have us basically slaughter anyone that comes in and get in our way? Wouldn't that be more of a good time? With then Yukimura saying, I wouldn't say it like that, Lord Izanagi, but I do agree with Lord Masamune. Wouldn't it be better for us to be guardians if we fight alongside those who need us than just being that of figureheads? But then Izanagi, under his metal mask, can up and say, you believe yourselves as that of figureheads? With then all four of them being confused, with then Izanagi saying, you all have more power over these 5 clans and even the yokai faction than you think. You have my blessing. You are my champions. Basically, whatever the four of you say is what I say. And since even though my daughter is the one in charge of the Shinto faction, she wouldn't dare go against my words. If she did, she knows what would happen. With Sue, Masamune saying, damn, so basically she's a daddy's girl that's afraid to be punished by her dad. That's well, it's not surprising. With Sue, Mitsunari saying, it's almost like you understand your homeland's gods and lores behind them. But soon Masamune saying, who said I didn't? I mean, I wouldn't be the head of my clan if I wasn't, you jackass. But then Mitsunari getting annoyed at that. But soon Masamune saying, oh, you want to go? Bring it. With soon Yukimura saying, that's enough, Lord Masamune. But then Itsunari saying, yes, I truly believe that is enough. Do not rile him, Mitsunari, and do not give into his baiting and what he wishes for you to do. With soon Izanagi saying, that's what I also need you to all four of you to work on. All of you have grudges with one another after all. With soon all of them began to be surprised at that. But soon Izanagi began running down. Yukimura, Masamune, the two of you have had that, like I said before, your rivalry has been left unfinished. You can have time to finish that during your training as my champions and leaders of the 5 principal clans. As for you two, Mitsunari, Ieyasu, the two of you need to settle your grudges and unleash your true frustration on each other. I know the two of you finally unleashed your pent-up aggression and anger, and also frustrations on one another before the final battle at that of Sekigahara. But even so, there's still some tension between the two of you. You need to finish that as well. And that also brings us to the other thing. Yukimura, you still haven't forgiven Ieyasu for facing against you during that first battle when he was finally trying to build the land of bonds that he wished. But soon, Yukimura saying, I may have some, frustrations that still linger, but I swear to you, it will not get in my way. I swear to you, Lord Izanagi. With soon, Masamune saying, hopefully. Within Izanagi saying, and you're no better, Masamune. Within Masamune hearing that, getting a little bit annoyed with his one good eye. With soon saying, you still have your hatred and annoyance towards Mitsunari on how he destroyed your entire forces and even beat you alone. Yume was able to defeat him in the battle of Sekigahara, but you still feel frustrated that he wasn't at his true mindset because all he cared about was killing Ieyasu. Isn't that right? Well, soon, Masamune looking over, basically having that of an annoyed look on his face. With soon, Mitsunari couldn't help but say, it seems like that's the truth. If you wish for another battle, you lizard, then I will give it to you. But just as Lord Izanagi has stated, our duties are to our homeland and our people. Is that understood? Within hearing this, Masamune looks at Mitsunari saying, Crystal, I understand. But, like you said, don't be chicken out when I basically go all out and kick your ass. And don't worry, since all four of us are needed, I won't kill you. I'll just put you in that of the verge of death, and hopefully somebody can heal you up from that. Then, soon, Izanagi saying, there, it's settled. The four of you are now my champions. And now I dispose upon you your sacred gears. Train with them, develop them, and use them to your greatest potentials. I entrust you, Date Masamune, Sarada Yukimura, Ishida Mitsunari, and Tokugawa Ieyasu, my four samurai heroes. After that, soon, they began to glow, with each of them glowing their unique colors. But soon, Izanagi couldn't say, oh, and one more thing, happy 13th birthday, and good luck in the modern world of the supernatural. Within, all four of them disappear. But soon, Amaterasu noticed that all the four heroes' souls have now reached their new reincarnated bodies. As the goddess of the sun notices this, saying, I see. Well then, I guess it's time. I should probably send them to their new home for the time being, as their training to be the heads of the human faction of our pantheon begins. With soon 4 boys that look like that of 14-year-olds, but as they look exactly like that of the 4 Sengoku warriors, as they're now in that of a massive mansion, as all 4 boys are laid down on futons. With then soon one of them wakes up as a being Yukimura, with soon him grabbing his head saying, what just happened? With soon saying, wait, my voice, why is it so higher pitched than before? With then one of them saying, shut up. Whoever the hell you are, could you wait? Soon Masamune saying, what the? Wait. But then soon Yukimura saying, who are you? Saying, huh? I was about to say the same thing. Why the hell do you look like a younger version of Sarada? Saying, wait, that vulgar voice. Lord Masamune? Saying, what? The only... Sarada? With then soon Ieyasu saying, wait. So this is what we all look like now? With soon Yukimura saying, Master Ieyasu. With then saying, it seems so. As they look at seeing a white-haired boy, as it being Mitsunari. As he looks at his hand, saying, it looks like Lord Izanagi was not lying. He really did revert us back to that of children. Or rather, we are now in our reincarnation forms. Then Masamune saying, ugh, seriously, do we really have to grow up again? I would rather if we were back in our peak of our primes. I really don't have to deal with this bull crap. With soon Yukimura saying, this is only another trial we must face. We are now leaders after all, so we should. With soon cutting off Yukimura's valiant speech as always, as three figures soon enter that of the room, with one of the figures standing up front, as it being that of a woman with that of short black hair, with piercing black eyes. That's both beautiful but also ominous at the same time, as she wears that of a traditional yukata, as she also, however, it has that of a sunny floral pattern across the sleeves and in the bottom skirt, with the one on her right as she has as being that of a woman with that of fox ears, and having that of a kimono that shows quite a bit of her ample cleavage, and the one on her left as it being that of a man that looks like he's in his mid to late 20s, as he's quite good looking with that of short spiky black hair, wearing that of an onmyoji, as soon the woman up front saying, it seems the four of you have truly woken up. I don't know what my father was thinking, but I will go with his plan, for now at least. With then Masamune saying, who the hell are you, lady? But then Yukimura saying, Lord Masamune, show some respect. She must be a head of the Shinto faction as well. With Yukimura lowering his head, but then Ieyasu doing the same. However, Mitsunari does not, but doesn't show any respect and remains quiet. But then Masamune saying, whatever. But then he said, you said father, so you're talking about Lord Izanagi by any chance? I'm guessing you must be her lady goddess, the goddess Amaterasu, right? With then Mitsunari saying, so you figure that out too? I'm surprised, you lizard. With Masamune saying, we just woke up here. I'm not afraid to kick your ass right here now. You want, you emotionally stunted bastard. With soon Ieyasu and Yukimura saying, that's enough, you two. Please, we can't start fighting right in front of us now. With Ieyasu saying, yes, I agree. Please, the two of you, calm yourselves. As the four seem like they're bickering with each other. With soon the woman with that of fox ears can up and say, Lady Amaterasu, are you sure that Lord Izanagi truly wished for these four to become the heads of the 5 principal clans? Within the man on the left couldn't help but say, as much as I preferred if it wasn't like this. However, given that lately we've been renting our territories for other pantheons, especially for the biblical factions here in Japan lately. Honestly, having these 4 be in charge and being Lord Izanagi's champions, giving them a lot more freedom than before, would actually help us be Lady Yasuka. With then Amaterasu basically clapping her hands, saying, seeing that the four of you have already be aware on who I am, I don't have to save myself on introducing myself, which is a good thing, if I'm going to be honest. The four of you will be the leaders of the Shinto faction's human branch. You will be in charge of the 5 principal clans. However, if you cause any trouble for us, the Shinto faction will basically denounce you and leave you to your devices. So if any other pantheons or any other faction has the idea of using you against us, we will say this: we have nothing to do with you. So I'm asking you 4 to act responsible and be the leaders that my father thinks that you are, even if the 4 of you nearly caused the end of Japan with your little skirmishes of war. With soon Masamune saying, whatever. I'll do what I got to do. That's the job I was given, so I'll follow it to the letter. However, as for those little skirmishes you say about, take them back. With soon, Amaterasu raises an eyebrow. With soon, Yukimura saying, I agree. We may have been enemies, and we may have been plunged into war, but those battles have shaped us to be who we are today, and builds that of rivalries that will not end till this day. With Ieyasu saying, they may be bonds built on the battlefield, built on the blood and suffering of our allies, but they're still bonds worth cherishing. And I will not, even you, Miss Lady Goddess, to disrespect them as well. But soon, Mitsunari standing as well, saying, as much as I'd rather not admit it, I have to agree. I may have lived my life on the battlefield, but I do not regret fighting alongside those who I see as my allies and those who I see as I cherish as my friends, which is rare even by my standards. So I please ask you, with soon all 4 of them say, take back what you said. With then soon both boys began emitting an aura and pressure that's almost equal to that of the gods. With soon Yasuka and Yori actually couldn't help but feel somewhat intimidated by the 4 teenage boys. As for Amaterasu, she couldn't help but smile, saying, you've chosen quite well, father. I won't lie. Okay then, I'll take it back. However, the 4 of you had to prove to me that you are worthy of the positions that you were given. Is that understood, the 4 of you? But soon, all 4 of them could help but say, understood. And this is the beginning on how 4 of Japan's greatest heroes began a new life, and a new legend on how the Shinto pantheon actually became that of allies with the biblical faction as well, creating a strong and unstoppable force of nature and the supernatural. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. And honestly, I'm not done with this series yet. I want to at least post, 3 more chapters next month if I can. Hopefully I'll be able to record them without being exhausted or too busy. So yeah, so try to be prepared for that, guys. Any rate, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. And also hit that bell notification as well. Also check out my Discord, gaming channel, main channel, and Patreon. All linked in the description below. And honestly, I really hope, even if Elijah can't see this in person, even if I know that I feel like I'm wasting my time with making this, I hope that if I ever could, that he ever gets this, wherever he is in the afterlife. So with that said, I hope you all take care. Goodbye.